guys, and welcome back to another episode of Draw with T. So we are doing more color studies today, and as I revealed in the last episode, we will be coloring this card today. Well, I say we, I mean me. Let me know if that bothers you. I'm batch recording these, so I think I've asked that a few times, but at this point I haven't seen your answers. If you have all answered, sorry about that. It's just kind of the nature of recording in batches. Christmas has me very, very busy. So let's talk about this card though. So for the last card I did tonal studies, and you'll notice for this one I'm not. You'll also notice this episode is a little bit shorter, despite the complexity of the card. And that's because in this instance I kind of knew what my colors were going to be already, and I explored a little bit, but the colors were so successful the first time I just kind of, decided to let them be. And you're probably thinking, yeah, cool, that makes sense. And some of you are probably thinking, wow, you didn't do more explorations, wow, how lazy. I would be in the second group. I still carry not the judgment, but just my training from art school basically makes me feel very terrible and lazy when I arrive at my artistic answer sooner than 3 tries. That was a bit weird way of saying it, but basically when I do color studies and I only do like 1, I feel like one of my teachers is going to pop out of a closet and be like, how dare you, you should, like, that's not C-, or like, how, losing grades, you don't do that. Like that I have to sweat and toil and try every combination. And yeah, there's instances where you should, but now that I'm out in the real world, you know what? If I know what I want and I'm the client, I'm gonna get what I want. And if I can get what I want in less time, then I'm absolutely gonna do that. And I know I don't gotta justify this to anybody, because I'm sure all professional artists would be like, yeah, you know what? If I'm doing a Christmas card for like myself and I love the colors, I'm just gonna go with it. I'm not gonna judge you for it. And I don't really think anybody's gonna judge me for it. If anybody's gonna judge me for it, it's gonna be me. I don't even think my teachers would care. In fact, if I sent them a card, one of these cards, I'm sure they would love it. I used to do that back in my college days, and I would honestly have kept doing it if I had my teachers' addresses, but it wasn't really a thing that you get anymore. Even getting like teachers' phone numbers was getting phased out heavily when I was in college. Everything's all email now. I can understand. Like, obviously you want your privacy as an instructor, but I'm just kind of sad because I don't know, like, when I've tried to communicate, I don't know if my emails are getting through, but yeah, it'd be awkward to be like, hey, can I have the addresses of these people so I can send them cards? That's kind of the person I am, and I know a lot of people would find that creepy AF, even if they knew me. They're like, I don't want to, I can understand that, but it's sad because, I'd like to keep the tradition of sending cards to my instructors, and I think if you're going to college and you're making art cards, do send them to your instructors. They are people, and I'm sure they don't get many, unless you're going to a gigantic school, like your degree is in Christmas cards and that's part of your homework. Then sorry, you're not gonna stand out. But if you're going to college, art college, and you like your instructors, or they've left you some kind of impact, and you're doing Christmas cards, honestly, give them some. Like, seriously, write a nice sentence in there, just like, yeah, thank you for teaching me about color studies, you improved my art, have a good Christmas, and give it to them, because it will honestly get you remembered. And you might think, well, what does that matter? But it kind of does, actually. I could tell you stories about how I was never the best artist at all. I was good, I think strong in some ways, stronger than other people in some ways, but also like very weak in other ways. So, I kind of balanced out. I wasn't like average across the board, but I was kind of phenomenal and also like head-scratchingly terrible at certain things. But I was loud and I made an impression, and I think that got me noticed in, ways that a quiet artist doesn't get noticed. And, I had a good time with my instructors. Like, I treated them like people. So, if you do that, that's how you can get ahead. I don't know why I'm talking about instructors and giving you art college advice. I should probably do that in a separate video one of these days. Leave a comment if you actually like that. I know everybody's always asking, should I go to art college? That is a very loaded question. I'm not even going to touch it here right now. It's too loaded. That could be 3 videos, honestly. It's anything to do with your future is a complicated thing and cannot be answered by anybody else, and it cannot be answered in a sentence. It's honestly always boils down to you got to make a decision for yourself in your life. But, it's good to get advice from other people. But I'm going to save that for another episode. Short answer, it's up to you whether you think you get something out of it or not. And it depends on the cost. Like if it's going to cost you an arm and a leg and you'll never pay it off, then maybe not. There are other ways of getting knowledge. But if you're not somebody who goes out and seeks knowledge, it could be good to get classes in something. Whether they're college classes or online classes, that's, your choice. You know yourself better than I do. Anyways, let's talk about this card. So these colors, I'm basically ripping them all off from a previous card. And I talked in previous episodes about how this card is kind of a continuation of, another one in the food series. And that's the original card there on the left. And I hope people love this card. If you like this card, probably by the time you're seeing it, I will probably be selling these cards. And I'm very willing to sell them to you if you're willing to pay the shipping and obviously the cost of the card. We can get in contact some way. Leave me a comment or something. Although by the time you're seeing this, it's probably kind of late to be shipping it. But I'm sure I'll have already done a video kind of talking about this. Hopefully it's made it to YouTube. If it didn't make it to YouTube and this is your first notification of it, I'm sorry. I was either busy or I kind of decided last minute that there's probably not enough people on YouTube that would be willing to buy it. I don't know. It's a busy season for me, and I'm kind of rambling right now. I'm sorry. It's having a hard time holding my focus here. So basically I'm taking the colors that I came up with not last year, but 2 years ago. It took me so long to find those colors in that card on the left. As I've talked about, colors isn't great. I'm not very good at it. You might look at this and say otherwise, but there are people that do it better, and I've gotten better at it since. But the card on the left was a good turning point for me, where I began understanding that I could give you the color green without actually using green. Most of the stuff on the left there, if you actually color pick it, it won't actually appear as green as you think it does. And so instead of struggling with that all over again, I decided to just literally grab those colors, use it in this card. I also thought that would help make it feel like a series, so, maybe next year I'll do another food card and then I can sell them as a trilogy. Maybe you can buy a nice cute little 3-pack of these cards, and whether you want to give them to people or just hoard them to yourself, you can do that. It actually kind of feels weird talking about selling my art. It's only been recently that that's even really been an actual thing. There have been points where I've sold 1 or 2 pieces. Last year was the first year I started selling Christmas cards, and I expected to just, I said if I could sell 20 of, I think I was going to do 3 designs. Well, I was going to do 3 designs, but I was going to get 25 each, so I was going to have 75 cards. And I think I needed to sell 20 cards at $5 to cover the cost, or something along those lines. I basically said, hey, if I can cut even this year, that would be a Christmas miracle. If I could sell 20 cards, that'd be a Christmas miracle. Well, within 5 minutes of posting the fact I was going to be selling cards, and I hadn't even printed them yet because I wanted to see if anybody was interested, and I was expecting 5 people that I'm related to be interested, and I thought, well, you know what, it's just cheaper to print off 5 cards at that point. Anyways, I expected to, sell 5 cards, and I thought, that's it. But within 5 minutes of posting, posting on Facebook that I was selling cards, somebody had already bought 20. And I was like, oh, damn, they just funded this card venture. And basically, I ended up selling 100 cards last year. I have no idea if that's going to happen again. I don't think I have enough outreach to reach more than my family, and I think last year a lot of people wanted to support me. Whether they'll want to do the same, I'm not sure. I don't quite have my card variety is limited. Most of them are to do with Derpydeer, and I don't think they'll want to buy the same card over again. The Krampus and the gay card are very niche, and let me just say I understand if my family, year 2 friends and family, are looking for other cards by other people. It was just last year was my year to shine. I appreciate that still. I probably have an insane amount of these cards printed, by this time, because you know, I'm hoping to hit a sale or something. That may or may not happen. But I will have a lot of cards because I'm getting quite a few printed of each design, and obviously there's like 6 designs, so you know, that's just how it is. That's how math works. But yeah, so I totally just went on a tangent there. Sorry about that, guys. I hope you don't mind. But yeah, so now I'm on the inside of the card and I'm doing some inside art. As I talked about a couple episodes ago with this card, I really want to know what you guys think of intricate inside card art. I've had a couple suggestions from people that I could, like, print these cards for cheaper if I only did the front image and then I just had the rest all white. Because there are printers that'll do that and they'll do it cheaper than where I get the cards done at. But for me, that's one of the big things for me. The inside art, and just like it adds that extra level. If I open up the front card and I see this like 2-page sort of spread of all this delicious food that didn't have to be drawn but is, and it's just as delectable and, you know, delightful looking as what was on the outside, like that's like 12 out of 10, if you know what I mean. And I'm not saying this card, like, I'm not pumping myself up and being like, oh look, I'm 12 out of 10. I just mean that in general. Like, that's the kind of card I would love to get. Because I wouldn't be expecting that. It would legitimately be a Christmas surprise. And I am always looking for that. When you start getting a bit older, you start expecting things, and, you know, your expectations are met. And that's, you know, that's good. That's good, but nothing quite brings that, you know, childish joy like getting surprised. Like, oh, I didn't expect art on the inside. So yeah, now I'm just, this card was very easy. I had my colors all picked out, so I was just recycling colors, and the only hard part here was deciding what mix of red and green to use, and, you know, mixes of brown. If you are kind of a new artist and you don't quite know how to use color, I'm going to give you a tip. Pick only a few colors and stick with them. Just, you only use those colors in a piece. So you'll notice here, basically, all I technically have here is red and green, and then like brownish orange, which is kind of a red, and kind of, well, I don't actually use a green, a brownish green, but basically that brown is technically a red. Anyways, here's some stills of it, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!